One, two. Can now receive guest request. All right. I'm going live on all three. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is time for Woman to Woman weekly weigh-in Wednesdays. Yeah, I'm trying to get this energy together because I got a lot to do today. Let me kind of pull that together. Okay, so right now I'm going live on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. And then I'm going to go and do a watch party later on Fanbase if you want to come over and join that. To tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Sequisa Givens, or NP Sequisa Givens. I am a nationally board certified adult geriatric nurse practitioner. I have been practicing medicine for 26 years. I have a license to practice medicine in 8 different states. I'm the author of the book No Colored Nurses. I have an online store. I have a boot camp coming up that I'm kicking off August 1st. I'll talk a little bit about later. And then some other things in the works. I'm a transformational speaker, as well as an activist in my community. This week, I wanted to, how it normally goes is, I started early. It's 8:59. Okay, that's probably why my folks it's not in here. Let me take a minute to share this sucker out to my people because I don't like talking to myself. Thank you. Yeah, I should have known I was early because my alarm had went out. So while I'm sharing it out, I'm just going to tell you a little bit of recap of what I just said. This is Woman to Woman weekly weigh-in Wednesdays, where we talk about the things that's going on in the world, religion, racism, whatever it is that you want to talk about. I told you guys my background already, so you know a little bit about me. But let me go ahead and send this out. I really don't even know how I want to do this morning because I didn't really plan it. I said I was going to do it, and I wanted to do it on these 3 platforms just to kind of see what's going on. Okay, there I got it shared. So with that being said, I wanted to get into some things that I want to talk about today. Normally what I used to do is I used to let people submit 3 questions to me and then I would answer them. But today I want to talk about 3 things that I want to talk about. The first thing that I would like to talk about is like the struggle that I'm seeing in people. I'm seeing a lot of people barely making it. I'm seeing a lot of people every day calling me almost in tears because of everything that's going on. And I told y'all guys a couple of years ago that I read a study that said that a lasting effect after C-19 was going to be an increase in depression, insomnia, mood disorders, and all this other stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of people that are struggling mentally, and I'm trying to be there for them and give them the information and the motivation and everything that they need, but then also trying to go through my own struggles. So sometimes when I'm feeling that way, when I get on these lives and I talk to y'all, it kind of releases some of the things that I'm feeling and I get to vent. So today, this is going to be a venting session. So I'm just going to talk about ain't nobody in here anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and say what I'm going to say. Well, some people in here, but you know what I'm saying. Go ahead and say what I want to say about what the fuck is going on. I'm really sick and fucking tired of people taking from me. Like, I'm so fucking tired of people taking from me. Like, when I first moved to Carthage, I had an idea of something that I wanted to do for the children. I discussed it with somebody, and the next thing I know, they on Facebook posting that they was doing it. When I asked them about it, they said, oh, I had already been talking about this idea before. But you never said that in the 20, 30 minutes of the conversation that we had where I told you the plan that I had for this, that you just went and did the plan that I had. I'm in a group called Love Action Community Outreach, and we had a meeting where we talked about what we want to do for the kids. And we have a park that was, busted, disgusted, that nobody was really using. And we're talking about how we wanted to redo that. The next thing we know, somebody that was in that meeting took that idea And it's just like every single day as a Black woman, I feel like people are always trying to take something from me. If it's not physically, it's, my pride. As a woman with 5 degrees, when people find out that I have 5 degrees, they like to try to downplay it. Like that's not something major, or, if I wanted it, I could have got it. That type of stuff. People are always trying to make me feel like I'm not worthy of the same respect that others have for less, the accomplishments. I have walked into rooms with 2 or 3 degrees more than the other people around me, but I was the one that was assumed to be the less intelligent person in the room. I am so sick and tired of people taking shit from me that from now on, anything, and I do anything you try to take from me, we're gonna have to fight for it, because I'm tired. I'm tired of every time somebody does something, I'm supposed to let it go. I'm tired of turning the other cheek. I'm sorry, I'm a Christian, but God ain't through with me yet. I am so fucking sick and tired of taking shit from people and then expecting to smile, and do my best with that. Because as a owner of a Black business, I get a lot. I take a lot of shit from people. I take a lot of shit from people as the owner of a Black business. People will call me up in the middle of the night and demand an appointment on a Sunday for the next day. Like in what world can you call your healthcare provider on a Sunday and ask for an appointment the next day? In what world can you text your provider after hours and then be mad in the morning when your prescription is not at the pharmacy and then say, this is why I don't deal with Black people? Like the shit that I have to deal with as a Black woman, I'm so fucking tired. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. The one thing that I'm really sick and tired of, when I say sick and tired, I mean sick and tired of. I'm sick and tired of every time when I express to someone how I will not accept their disrespect, I'm considered as the angry Black woman. No matter how disrespectful that was that they gave me, no matter how disrespectful what they said or what they did was to me, when I express the fact that I don't like it, I'm the angry Black woman. Well, I have decided that from now on, when anybody calls me or insinuates that I am the angry Black woman, I'm going to show them what an angry Black woman looks like, because I wasn't angry. What's it? But I'm getting that way. When I'm looking at the world and I'm looking at how my government is coming after my children and my grandchildren, you goddamn right I'm angry. And I'm so fucking sick and tired of this shit. We got school shootings left and right. But does our government do anything to make our children safer? No. You know what they decided to do? They decided to pass a law that cuts off our contact to our children. That's crazy as fuck to me. So yes, I'm tired because I'm up at night trying to figure out what am I supposed to do, because I feel like I am responsible for my people, my family, because I'm looking at people and I don't see nobody getting prepared for what's to come. Like the signs are on the wall for me. I see the red flags all over the place, but everybody else got boots on the ground. They're going to Beyonce concerts. They're doing all this other shit instead of preparing for this Trump virus. That's what I'm calling it, that's headed our way. And so I am really frustrated, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm angry, because I really feel like it wouldn't be so hard on me if I could get other people to help. But a lot of people just want to do this. They just want to do this. Don't nobody really want to do the work. They just want to take credit for the work after the work is done. And I'm sick and tired of being one of the ones that always do the work but don't never take credit. But then it's told that you ain't doing shit. Like, I'm trying my best to, like most of us, survive. Like, this whole administration has taken out a lot of people that I know are in business. And because I went months, and when I say months, I mean months, without a payment of any kind from my insurance companies. As a medical clinic, I needed those insurance companies to pay my bills. But luckily, my father taught me the value of $1. And then so he made me quite cheap. So I lived way, way, way below my means. If I did not live way below my means, I would be homeless and I wouldn't have a clinic anymore. Because I went from November to April without receiving one single cent. That's November, December, January, February, March, almost 6 months I went living off my savings because of the shit that's going on. So yes, I'm very angry, and I'm angry because of the fact that I spent 26 years learning how to care for my people the traditional way with medications, only to have to take that knowledge and put it into something else, because that ain't working no more. I can't tell you the number of calls that I get from my patients whose medications are no longer working, or their insurance stopped paying for it, or the amount that their insurance is making them pay they can't afford. Like, I have a patient right now that is diabetic, and the medications that the insurance will pay for does not work. The medication that I think would work, the patient can't afford. So what I did, I made her some diabetic tea. I made her a diabetic tincture, because I have been seeing what's coming. And I was telling people, hey, y'all need to stock up on your medications, because it's going to be a time when, number one, you ain't going to be able to afford the medications. You're not going to be able to afford or find a provider. Like, you really need to stock up. Nobody listened. I told everybody, hey, you need to go ahead and get them labs done before your insurance goes sky high and your insurance stop paying for it. But guess what? For the first time, I'm getting rejection letters from the insurance because they don't want to pay for labs. If it's something for preventative to make sure that you don't get it, I have to prove that with extra paperwork on top of the paperwork that I'm already doing, that you need those labs to ensure that you're not going into kidney failure, to ensure that you're not becoming a diabetic, to ensure that you don't need or do need vitamin D. And I'm not your provider, but I consider myself a pretty good one. So I'm just going to tell you this. If you're a Black, brown person and you're not on some type of vitamin D, you're playing. You do know the very first wave of C19 that came through was vitamin C. The second one was vitamin D. So having low vitamin D levels puts you at risk for all things immune, but it definitely is a factor in COVID. And whether y'all want to believe me or not, because I told people that it was where I am, and nobody wanted to listen when everybody getting sick. So that is one thing I'm dealing with that, and I'm dealing with, besides fighting for my patients every single day, trying to make sure that they are alive, because my patients are elderly and one bout with C19 could take them out. Besides dealing with the stress of that, I have to deal with the stress of being a Black woman that for some reason targets certain things. Like right now, I don't want to say harassed, because she's not harassing me, but she's trying to tear down my character. It's a white woman named Lady Jane on TikTok that has decided, yes, I said Lady Jane on TikTok, that has decided that she was going to block me and then lie on me for something that I had absolutely nothing to do with. But it wouldn't be a big issue for me if this same Lady Jane had already pretty much destroyed my reputation on Fanbase. I got cussed out. I got cussed out on Fanbase by a couple of people because this woman, according to them, was saying racist things. And when they called her out on it, she basically told them that me and my crew, which are called the Old Lady Gang over there, was backing her. And if they mess with her, they'd have to go through us. Didn't know nothing about that. But I was cussed out before we even had a conversation to see if that was true. So besides that attack, I'm being attacked because I'm having to move out of my clinic. I made a post about it, and then the next day, as soon as the office opened, I got a call saying that I don't have to move, even though they've sold the building. But I felt like when she told me that they had sold the clinic that I needed to move. So I felt like I need to move. So I'm moving. So besides, I got 3 extra people moving into my house. So life has been a struggle, and this menopause is, listen, the lady who founded the We Do Not Care Club, she was a genius, because when you get to menopause and them hot flashes start hitting you and you realize that, you don't know how much time you have left because now you're an auntie, that attitude changes from whatever it was to a deeper level of, I don't care. If you gave a care a little bit, when you hit the menopause, you're not going to give a care at all. But for me, there are some issues where I am a member of the We Do Not Care Club, but I'm realizing that I'm more and more on the side of We Do Not Give a Fuck Club, because at this point, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you got to say about me. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I don't give a fuck what you talk about. I don't give a fuck what you do. As long as you're not interfering with the livelihood or the happiness or peace or me and mine, I don't give a fuck. Like, I know there are several people around me that go around spreading rumors about me, because it's been brought to me so many times, this same person. And I believe it because, number one, everybody tells me the same thing. Number two, some of those people have told my father to tell me to watch out for this person. And I almost went up to this person and let her have it. But I stopped myself because I realized that she wasn't worth it. She's not worth me damaging my reputation, because anybody that's walking by, all they're going to see is me cussing at, because, I'm going to cuss out. They're going to see me cussing at an older person. And that's not the example that I want to set for my daughter. So I decided to let it go. But I really think that the message that I'm supposed to give you today is on forgiveness, because I'm dealing with that myself, because I know that when this storm is over, the breakthrough that's about to come through that door is about to be so great that it's going to surprise me. Like, I've been dreaming and seeing things for the future to come. So I know that it's great. I'm just waiting to get there. And I'm like wondering, like, what's blocking my blessing? What's blocking my blessing? Because I know something is blocking it, right? So I started praying, and it kept saying forgiveness, 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 forgiveness. And I was just like, I don't know about that, because the things that I have to forgive, it's kind of hard to forgive when they're ongoing, right? So I kept saying forgiveness. And so Sunday, I called my sister and asked her if she wanted to go to my mom's church. And she did not want to go because she didn't feel welcome there. And I was like, well, I have the same issue, but there are some things that I need to tie up at that church before I go to another one. So I went, and that is the place of my church trauma. Not once, but now twice. The first time, when our house burnt down, my sister and my mother lived in Carthage, and I lived in Tyler. And my sister had asked me to come home because caring for our mother alone was too much for her. So, of course, I came back home, and we were living there, and the house burnt down to the ground. I had been paying the house insurance for at least 2 or 3 years before the house burnt down, because even though I didn't live there, I couldn't help physically. So, of course, it was my responsibility to help financially. If you have a sibling that's taking care of your parent physically, and you not physically, and you not taking care of them financially, you need your ass whooped. But that's a story for another day. So I did move back home to help my sister physically and financially take care of my mom, who was paralyzed from the neck down. And our house burnt down. Our house burnt down to the ground, where we lost everything. And my church donated money and clothes to my mother's sisters in Dallas. How do I know this? I know this because when me and my husband were at the local courthouse getting our marriage license, one of the elders kept rolling her eyes at me. I saw it the first time, and then I saw it the second time. And then the second time, I saw her walking into she did it. And then she walked into her office. And when I saw her walk into her office, of course, I followed her and asked, like, I noticed that you keep like rolling your eyes at me. What's the deal? And that's when she told me that if someone sends you something, a gift, you should at least send a thank you. And I had no idea what she was talking about. And then that's when she told me that the church had taken up a donation of clothes and money and sent it to my mother's sisters in Dallas. Now, keep in mind, Dallas is 3 hours away from us, and the house that burnt down literally is less than 10 minutes away from the church. I actually learned how to drive um, going to that church. So I lost my train of thought. So what I was about to say was the fact that I had some church trauma there because they were upset to the point to where I had heard, from others that the pastor at that time had made a comment at the church that they would not help our family anymore because we were unappreciative. So now that she's saying that they gave that, it all made sense. So I told her, I said, whoever you gave the money and the clothes to, that's who you go to for your thank you. And I've had issues with that lady since I moved back. That's added to my stress. And then I had church trauma with that again because after that pastor left, I decided to go back and everything was going great. I joined the choir, which I loved. And then all of a sudden, somebody, and I know who, started talking about me to the others. And I saw and I witnessed their attitude slowly change, right? To the point to where they made it very clear I wasn't welcomed because the choir rehearsal was changed from the night that I could to the night that everybody knew that I couldn't, because it was the night that all the meetings and things happened in my town. So I was dealing with that church trauma. So I had to go back to see if I had forgiven, because I told you I kept seeing the signs of forgiveness. So I went back to the church to see if I had forgiven, and I know that I hadn't, because when the choir started to sing, I got so upset because I felt like that was taken from me that I got up and left. So a couple of Sundays went by, and I went back last Sunday, and all I can say is I was able to sit in the room with people that if I had not forgiven, I probably would have popped. And this is why I cannot fake it. If I don't like you, I don't want to be around you, because people they don't like you, but then they come up and they're trying to be all nice and stuff. That pisses me off, and I'm not finna sit up there and try to fake. And we in church, so I can't, respond like I want to respond. But I really want to say, I know you don't fuck with me. So what is this really about? I know what you've said about me. I know all of the negative things that you've done, thinking that I didn't see you. Oh, I saw you. And that's going to become a thing, because y'all know I don't deal well with disrespect. And when you call people on their shit, especially when they think they're getting over on you, they're trying to get a little rah-rah. I ain't trying to be fighting in church. So I'm on my forgiveness journey, because I got a blessing that that's coming my way, and I got to figure out what's blocking it. And I went to the church. I forgave everybody at the church. And now the other one is my neighbor, because the Bible says, love thy neighbor. And the wicked witch of the west has moved right next to me. So that's another reason why I feel like I got to move, because I'm supposed to forgive her. And the funny thing is, I had talked to my sister about forgiveness on Sunday, and I felt like that's what was blocking me from leveling up. And the Wicked Witch is west of the Wicked Witch of the West, my mother's sister. Her husband sent me a message from Facebook talking about forgiveness and how forgiveness is needed. And so I kind of responded to him, yeah, that's easy to do, except for when the person that you need to forgive is acting like you did something to them. And then I just asked him, I said, I wonder what, out of curiosity, what made you send me that message? Because I really want to know what made him send me the message about forgiveness. Because like I said, I was already working on forgiving my church and forgiving his wife. And then he sent me that message. So I believe in signs and that I'm on the right track because he asked, something that I wanted to know. And they put a house next to my house because we live on family land. And she's calling it the family house and all this type of stuff. And they're down there working on it because August, the whole family is coming down and she wants to show it off to, what she says she put there for everybody, whatever. And so I started to get out my car yesterday when I saw his truck and go down there. And as soon as my foot hit the ground, I heard something. I said, she gonna be down there. And I was like, am I able to keep myself out of jail right now? And I was like, nah, I done had a couple of patients piss me off. So I'll be more than happy to go left. And I already know that I got to forgive this person. So I'm not going to let it set me up to where I start having another argument, which makes me angry at this person, which is going to make me harder to forgive this person. So I'm just going to avoid them until August, because August I have to face her. It's a family function. I'm not missing out on my family function because I don't like you anymore. I've done that for years. And for years, I skipped my family reunions because I cannot stand my mother's sisters because they literally robbed me. They robbed me of time from my mom. They robbed me from the house insurance. They robbed me of my good name because they was running around telling people that they had to take my mother in because we wouldn't take care of her. Imagine taking care of your paralyzed mother from the time you were 8 until the time they took her, working a job, getting up every 2 hours to do it yourself, to your house burning down, and you got a check for $800,000 where you can pay somebody to do it. Why the fuck would we leave her in? But that's another story for another day. So I say all that to say this: whatever you're dealing with in life, no matter what it is, just to know that there's somebody out there that, number one, can relate to your story. Number two, got a story that's worse than yours. And number three, they don't really care. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being honest. Most people in this world, and look at the world. The world is telling you they don't give a fuck. They're refusing to feed children. Nobody cares. They're sending people to countries that they've never heard of. Nobody cares. They're writing laws where our children have to go to school with no protection. They cannot text us if the teacher is the problem. They cannot text us if they're being bullied. They cannot text us if the school is on lockdown because there's somebody out there trying to unalive children. I'm sorry, y'all. This menopause has got my brain. I forgot my rosemary. This menopause has got my brain fog at an all-time high. Okay, so that's what I can do. I was wondering what type of education I want to do today. So I want to do this. If you are someone or you love someone that has issues with their memories, dementia, Alzheimer's, and not just that, regular people have issues too, especially if you're the type of person that where you get to a point to where you're trying to say a word and you can't think of it. You say a word that starts with the letter of the same, but it's not the right one. Like yesterday, I was talking to one of the home health people, and I was trying to say parents, and I kept saying patients. Like I couldn't get the right word to fit. If that is something that you're suffering with, if somebody tells you something, didn't you remember this? And it's always something that you've forgotten. These are some tips that you need to use. Oh, I heard some voices outside, child. I'm nosy. I'm trying to see if they was arguing or talking, but they talking. These are some tips that you can use to help boost your memory. And I highly recommend you write these down or save this video for later because you're going to need it. Not bad. This is my weight loss tea. I'm working on. I'm working on blends of teas that I can prescribe my patients for the ones whose medications don't work or the ones who their insurance, won't pay for it. I'm trying to have my own to make sure that my patients make it. So this is my weight loss blend. It's got something in here for weight loss, something in here for mood stability, and something in here for them hot flashes that you be having for menopause. Even if you don't, not going through menopause, that still can help you. But one of the main things that's in this tea that helps with your memory is rosemary. Rosemary is very good as far as boosting your memory. It also helps with immunity. One of the things that I like to eat for breakfast is what I call nature cereal. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's cucumbers. The tomatoes are on the bottom, but it's cucumbers, dried rosemary. I put in there. You can do fresh, either one. What else is in here? It's rosemary. Oh, oregano, dried oregano leaves. Why? Because oregano is a very strong and potent cancer killer, among other things. And then I have some garlic and onion. It's not powder. It's just something that I had got from my garden. I just chopped them up and dehydrated them. It's not completely dry. It's a little soft. So I put that off in here, shake it up, and then I pour. This is the dressing that I have now because I couldn't find my Walden's. It's a Skinny Girl. The white to me kind of represents the milk. That's why I call it nature's cereal. It's 10 calories for 2 tablespoons. I like Walden better because it's no calories whatsoever. This is only 10 for 2 tablespoons. So, and then of course this is fruits and vegetables. The herbs is really, really good. Like I was saying, the rosemary is what's good for memory. Another thing that's good for memory is fish. So if you know someone with that diagnosis or you notice that you're having that issue, add some fish to your diet once a week because fish has the DPH, which is just a major building block for the brain. So if you're having issues with your memory and things like that, things of that nature, then fish is really good. Turmeric. Take a turmeric supplement every day for your memory. Also, tomatoes, which is in this bowl right here or cup. So tomatoes are also good. Berries are good, and berries is also any fruit that ends in berries is good. But you also have to remember that berries is also the fruit that's recommended for those that are diabetics because it's low in sugar. Sugar is not your friend. If something has a lot of sugar in it, we want to use it sparingly. Nuts is another one that's good for as far as your brain. So what I'm saying is, what I'm getting to is, whatever your level of health you have, you can eat fish every day. You love cucumbers. Yes. And I went to the 5th, I got 5 gardens. I went to the 5th garden and we got some new cucumbers. I did not think that we're going to have watermelons this season, but we found 3 watermelons. We found some cantaloupe. And we got a few tomatoes just trying to come through after all the ones we had either rotted or disappeared. There wasn't that many on the ground. And I know we left the. Hi, Aunt Annie. How are you doing? I keep telling Carmenthus when I see her to tell you hi. I've been thinking about you. I'm gonna have to come see you. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to stop and say hello to my real life auntie. Now, it's sad when the aunties that God picked for you through them marrying your uncle are more aunties than the ones that he picked for you because they were had the same parents as your parent. And that's just life. But back to what I was saying, as far as memory foods, you need to, whatever disease you have, I highly suggest you have a list of herbs and foods that is good for it, because we're going to get to a time now to where a doctor's appointment is going to be difficult, very difficult to find. We're going to get to the point to where even if you can get to the doctor, finding a medication that you can afford and that works is going to be a task. And for some people, time is not going to be on your side. So you need to be already treating your body like it's an issue. If you're overweight, you need to go ahead and start eating like you're diabetic. I'm sorry. Before, you could wait until you like 40, 50, then all of a sudden want to eat right because then you want to, extend or your quality of life, quality and quantity of life. You want to make that better. So with that being said, you really need to make sure that you're focused on your health. With everything that's going around, and they're talking about this, and they're talking about that. What they're not talking about is the way that they've let the health shit go. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, Aunt Annie, I forgot you was there. The way they let the things that affect our health go. They're not really watching the ozone layer. They're not really watching the weather. The weather's not our health, but it affects us because of the food. If you destroy all the bees, which bees lost the weather last time, so they're not pollinating. That's why people's crops aren't coming in. But if you're not watching your health, you are really going to be in trouble because they're trying to take your focus off of it. They're telling you that Medicare and Medicaid are the only ones that are being affected. No, you're being affected too. Why? Because without Medicare and Medicaid, those small rural hospitals, the only hospitals some places have, they can't last. A lot of people thought that these hospitals was scamming folks by putting COVID on the diagnosis. That didn't mean nothing because the amount of money that they had to dish out to take care of a COVID patient was nothing compared to those reimbursements. Not even close. And I saw a long list of hospitals that are probably going to close with this new bill. Because when you start cutting Medicare and Medicaid, that's most of the funding that most of these hospitals get, because most people go in there. If you don't have no insurance and they send you a bill and you don't pay it, they can't pay payroll with that. So if they shut down Medicare and Medicaid, that means you're not going to have a hospital to go to. That means you're not going to have a clinic to go to. And we have started officially the 6th wave of COVID. We have officially started the 6th wave of COVID, and they're getting ready to shut down hospitals, and they're cutting off Medicare, and they're cutting off Medicare and Medicaid. If anybody say they're not doing it, they're a lie, because I work in it. I deal with the insurances. And some states, I've already started calling families, telling them, if you don't, Medicaid has cut the payment that they're paying for your loved one to stay here. If you don't pay X amount of dollars, you need to come get them. And how do I know this? Because they done called me about my mother-in-law in Louisiana. $700 and Medicaid done cut for a woman that went into rehab, and the care that she got left her totally disabled, totally dependent. She went from living on her own, went in with an injury to her foot that they told us, oh, we didn't know she was here for rehab. How you didn't know she was here for rehab when this is a freaking rehab facility? So now she's totally dependent, and they're kicking her out because Medicaid done cut it. And this is about to be, if you have somebody that you love in a nursing home, an assisted living, you better get ready for them to come stay with you. And I told this to somebody earlier yesterday, and they was like, I would never let my family stay in a nursing home. If they become total care and you have to work, how could you not? But that's neither here nor there. Just heed the warning that I'm telling you. You need to figure out how you're going to take care of yourself through this shit that's coming. If you're not growing food or have access to somebody that grows food, you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire. If you don't have no way to protect what you have, because if everybody's losing their jobs and medication is about to be scarce and food is about to be scarce, it's about to be a real shit show. But I've been telling y'all this shit was coming since 2020. No, it was 20. Was it 29? No, it was 2020. It was about February of 2020 when I started having those dreams. I started telling people, hey, y'all got to find a way to make money from your house. You got to find a way to make money outside your job. Yeah, that was about 2020. And I just think that it's real interesting that I did a lot of videos talking about it. But there was just one particular where I was saying it about the jab and some concerns I had about that. And now Facebook has erased all of my videos. All of my videos have been erased from Facebook, so I cannot prove. Oh, hold on. I got somebody at my door. I'll be back in a minute. I feel like working. Here I come. Which door are you at? Okay. You gonna be here all week? I'm gonna be here what? You be in hours all week? Well, I got these for you. Well, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. If I didn't get them, you put them in my car, would that hurt? You can put it in the garden, son. Oh, I make some in water in the garden. Okay. Well, I just get them and put them in my car. Okay.